Hey, I'm back at it again with another video, and this time I want to talk about my personal wish list for Marvel Token, the new fighting game that is announced to come out pretty soon. I hope it makes it to the Switch too. Most likely it probably will. Now, this list, I'm not doing a predictions list or anything like that. This is just a list, a small list of characters, and a few honorable mentions from some close friends of mine of characters we would like to see in this game. Also, there's a little bit of a caveat here, and a little bit of a little thing we're doing here. We are only going to mention characters that, as far as our knowledge goes, has never actually been in a Marvel fighting game before. Or like a Marvel vs. Capcom type of fighting game before. So that's pretty much what's gonna be happen here. Like for example, we're not gonna say characters like, oh, I think or I would like Thor to be in the game. Most likely Thor's gonna be in the game already. Alright? So let's get started with the first character. The first pick I would like to actually see in this little wish list that we have is the Punisher. Now, as far as I am concerned, as far as my knowledge goes, the Punisher has not been in any Marvel vs. Capcom game before. He did have an old game, like a beat 'em up game. I do remember that he had a beat 'em up game where you get to play as him and the original Nick Fury, the white one with the original Nick Fury. I do remember there was a game about that. But other than that, I don't remember ever seeing him in any Marvel vs. Capcom type of game. And with him being in Marvel Rivals, I think it looks like they can really make him work, maybe give him some sort of like weaponry, as you can see. He clearly doesn't need a weapon, but like it's very reminiscent of his character. Maybe he could be something like what's a good example for a character that would probably be like the same? Something very reminiscent of like those types of characters that have like a bunch of weapons on them and they just like Furion, basically, from Final Fantasy Dissidia. I think like you could probably make him a bit of a Furion. Alright, and the next one is my next character would be my favorite genocidal robot, Ultron. Now, Ultron has, according to my knowledge, Ultron has only been in only one ever Marvel versus game, or Marvel type of fighting game, and that would be Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Like, he was playable in that game. And Iron Man is already in Marvel Token, so I think maybe having an evil version of Iron Man, or maybe he would play like Iron Man, but have his own little quirks. Very similar to War Machine from Marvel vs. Capcom. No, yeah, it was the original one, Marvel vs. Capcom. Something like that, because if I remember correctly, Iron Man wasn't in the original Marvel vs. Capcom. It was War Machine that was there. But I think definitely Ultron would definitely be a really good pick. And come on, man, like, give my favorite Marvel villain some love, man. Age of Ultron.
There are no strings on me.
The next pick that I would love to have in Marvel Token is one of my favorite Marvel villains ever, and my favorite psychopathic comic book character, Cletus Cassidy, the Carnage. Much like everyone else on this list, as far as my knowledge goes, Cletus has never actually been in a fighting type game. He's been in a lot of other video games, as you can see with this gameplay right here. He's also been in the original PS1 Spider-Man. He was in a bunch of Game Boys. He was in Ultimate Spider-Man, the video game, as well as Ultimate Venom. But he necessarily wasn't ever in, like, a fighting game, Like, he was never in an actual fighting game before. And I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity. Venom's been in a fighting game before. If I remember correctly, Venom has been in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. I know for a fact he was in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. I think he was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And he was also in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. A lot of love for Venom. I love Venom too, so I'm pretty happy about that. But, like, where's the love for Cletus, man? All he ever wants is some carnage.
All I ever wanted in this world is carnage.
Now, before I go to my last pick and I pretty much end the video, I would like to give a special shout out to my close friends who also gave me a special, honorable mentions. I would like to put it in this video. And I will be doing this in order of how they presented it to me. And they also agreed with the caveat as well. They picked characters that, as far as we are concerned, they have never showed up in a Marvel fighting game before. And I would like to dedicate this segment to them. God bless you guys. I love you all so much. You're family from the bottom of my heart. And this part of the video is dedicated to you guys. And here are their honorable mentions. The first honorable mention will go to my cousin. I will keep his real name protected, so for now, let's just call him Billy. And he wanted the Silver Surfer. I think this is an amazing pick because, as far as I'm concerned, the Silver Surfer's never been in a versus game. And to have a character show up with the power cosmic, I think would be amazing. Now, technically speaking, we did have Silver Surfer-esque characters protect Galactus during the boss fights of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but honestly speaking, to have him actually be playable in the game, and to have him actually, like, maybe be on the board, or maybe have him be off the board, or maybe have the board, like, connected to him in some way, shape, or form, which will allow him to have combat, usage. Maybe something similar to the comic books when he became the Fallen One and fought King Thanos, something like that. So there's your shout out, cuz Billy Bob. God bless you, man, and thank you so much for your contribution.
All that you know is at an end.
This next shout out goes to my nigga Shario the Reaper. Please check him out on his YouTube channel as well as his Twitch streams. He wanted the one and only Moon Knight. Now, this is another good pick because Moon Knight, unlike Punisher, who at least had one game to his name, I haven't seen Moon Knight in anything outside of, like, Marvel app games. I actually think he would be a great addition to the video game, giving his own little flavor of chaos. Especially since, like, if we can get Deadpool into the game, I'm pretty sure we can get, like, if we can get Deadpool and Punisher, no, not Punisher, it was a Taskmaster, there we go. If we can get those two in the game, come on, we can definitely get Moon Knight in the game as well. I think it's time for the Fist of Khonshu to finally make his console debut. The next character, as an honorable mention, goes out to my childhood friend Game Changer, and he wants the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. This is another villain character that, as far as I know, has not gotten any shine when it comes to being in fighting games. Especially when he has so much potential. Like, think of all the things he could do. He could be a grapple type character. He could be a gadget type character. He can be very versatile. Maybe something similar to Doctor Doom, and being good at both close range and projectiles as well. Definitely Norman has what it takes to be a very iconic character in the game, and I can only hope that this one actually does good. Out of all the ones in this honorable mention, I actually wish that Norman gets his time in the sun. Definitely deserves it. And And the final honorable mention goes out to my cousin. He is golden, and he wants the Daywalker, Blade. And this is another character that, as far as we are concerned, has never been in any fighting game before. And he's never even had his own game, in my opinion. As far as my knowledge goes, I've never seen him have his own game. The last time I saw Blade was in Spider-Man Friend or Foe. That was the only time I ever saw him in a video game. And I think it's, once again, I think it's time that, like, we gave Blade his debut. Especially with how interesting his gameplay could be. He could probably have even a blood gauge that will actually make him stronger for a set period of time. And definitely his sword attacks would also be very cool, as well as his weapons. I mean, we did it with Dante. He could probably be Marvel's Tōkon's stand-in for Dante. Especially with his swordplay and his ability to... We could probably even give him an ability where he actually probably sucks his enemy's blood. Although, if we're being canonically accurately, no, like, we shouldn't do that. But definitely, I think Blade would be a very interesting addition to Marvel Tōkon. And is just another dream character that we really, really hope makes it into the game.
Blade. Ready to die.
I was born ready, motherfucker.
Alright, now that we are done with the honorable mentions, God bless you guys, and again, thank you so much. Please, if anyone sees this and would like to check those guys out, please subscribe to them. And now it's time for the final pick. Not my number one final pick. And a character that I know for a fact, if I'm proven wrong about this, I'll take that on the chin. But this character has never, ever shown up in any fighting game before. Only shows up in mobile games. And I think it's criminal considering how like iconic he is in the comic books. But my number one pick is the Sentry. This dude is literally Marvel's Superman. Unless you don't count Hyperion and Gladiator. But, like, no, this guy is literally Marvel's Superman. And the fact that he has only ever been in mobile games, such as Marvel Contest of Champions or Marvel Future Fight, I think is, like, criminal. Like, the amount of things you can do with this guy. You don't have to make him broken and overpowered, because, like, we obviously see games that have Superman in it, such as the Injustice series. You don't make Superman overpowered. You know, you don't make him the way he is in the comic books. You can make it work. If you can make it work in the game of Injustice with Superman, I do not see an excuse to try and not have the Sentry as a character. And he is my number one hope that finally he can make it out of the mobile games. Even though, as you can clearly see from the gameplay, sometimes the mobile games are better than the consoles. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I think he would be amazing for the game, and he is my number one pick. And that is my Marvel Tōkon wish list. So sorry it took this long to get the video out. There was like some wonky crap happening with the Wi-Fi. But, like, yeah, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. God bless you all. Be kind to one another. Again, a huge shout out to my friends. My friends and my family members. He is golden. Shario the Reaper, Game Changer, and also a huge shout out to the entire fighting game community as a whole in general. God bless you all. Be kind to one another. And I will see you all in the next video.